On the camera?
No, you might. Matter of fact, on my phone up there while you at it.
Can the cord reach?
Nope.
All right.
All right. Pause. Trumpet Welch's. The camera's not on me. I'm gonna fix that real quick. Trumpet Welch. It's basically an artist unlike any I've ever seen before. That's the easiest way I can get anybody to understand it. I don't do what a lot of players do. I don't do what a lot of musicians do. I don't take the approach that a lot of people would take. And I plan to keep it that way. A lot of different ways. But how did it get started actually deviates from all of that. So basically, you pretty much started this whole thing when you started recording. We started off as a live band, and that quickly turned into just a recording session after recording session. That's how we became a music group. That's how Trumpet Welch was even possible. But it means something a lot more. You know, Trumpet Welch is, like I said, an artist unlike any I've ever seen before, because a lot of trumpet players don't do what I do. A lot of musicians don't do what I do, or they don't do it the way that I do. Like you said, the music that we do is different. A lot of the things that we go for as far as a group, it's really no comparison. We're different. I was gonna go with unique, but like my man said, he liked the word weird better. So hey, I guess we're weird. Now, who got the interview? This is pause. Who got the interview questions? Because I'm using my phone.
Oh, your
My
question?
interview questions.
I'll look at it. So, what does Trumpet Welch do?
You know this is your
All right.
trumpet.
So, what does Band Media do? How do you contribute? What? So, for Band Media, regarding to Kwasan and his business, I take pictures of him for him. I take video. You know, we do quick skits. We do music videos. Recording for his performances and his productions. Again, it's a production company, so anything that he, needs to work on to produce his music, or work on his music, record his music, anything like that falls in line with, my services. That's what I go and work on. Also help with guidance and just being just cool with the guy. And the same thing for Trumpet Welch. What do you need to start with that? That's like a lot. So it all began. Recording music, shooting video. Man doesn't really like taking pictures. I don't know if you tried. We tried that. That wasn't all that successful.
He don't like talking either. That's beside the point, I guess.
So we shoot music, we record. I tend to do too much, and someone needs to buy me a legal paper pad so I can remember stuff a little bit. That would help. Or some new lights and a slider. That would be great. But yeah.
Talking to your daddy. You got a whole birthday list planned out.
So that's what I do for the group. To answer the question, what do they do? How do they contribute? Yeah, that's what I do.
Technically, the question is
that's what Band Media does. Band Media creates Trumpet Welch stuff, and then Band Media also takes his pictures and then help produce his damn music and music video.
What do you do for yourself?
For myself, what do you do? Oh, for myself, it's the same stuff. I
pause. Go back to not get your head out of it.
No, not like that. But like,
no, seriously. Answer the question again pertaining to you. Just you. This is your what's the name only. Short and to the point.
What do I do for what? What does band media do to contribute? How do you contribute? I how I contribute is I create the damn music, help her create the music, I help make the videos, and that's it. I take the pictures.
You don't want to edit it.
How do I contribute? It's the same way how I create everything.
You have your own Instagram and you have your own YouTube channel.
How I contribute. It's
Don't take the questions literally. What do you do towards band media?
For band media as a service, if we need to, we put everything that we create, that I create, is on YouTube. Everything is linked on YouTube. Everything that is done is through YouTube and Instagram. So anything that needs to be seen, anything that needs to see, or how there's my service is, it's on Instagram, it's on YouTube, so that way they can see. And it's linked to everyone's page, so they can see for all the stuff that I do contribute to.
Gotcha. You're also the exclusive videographer, photographer, sound engineer for Flowz Music Group. You said it a long ass time ago.
All right.
Croissant,
what do you do? How do you contribute?
What do I do? I write raps. I do skits. I also write poetry and do performance-based poetry. I am features. I am a feature in some of your videos. So, and I'm just like a major support in any way. Like if you call me up and you need anything, I'll help you. And if you call me up and you need anything, I'll help you. So, I'm always a helping hand. What was the last part?
How do you contribute?
Yeah, I gave my contribution.
Luckily.
Yeah.
we're not supposed to let them know that we read the questions.
Gotcha.
This is supposed to actually be a conversation interview. It's kind of one at a time. My turn?
Yeah.
That's why this is the pause. This is our main focus. The live is the live. It is what it is. So what was the question?
What do you do? How do you contribute?
What do I do for Trumpet Watch? That's a tough one. What would you say I do for Trumpet Watch? So what would you say I do for Trumpet Watch?
I don't understand how that question is like that.
What do I do for Trumpet
that
Watch?
question?
Well, long story short.
What do you do for yourself?
Exactly.
Surely don't practice the damn songs long enough to go and play. That's surely what you don't do.
You're damn right, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Because that's how I do.
Yeah, sorry.
But you got a good point there. So as far as my what the hell?
Okay.
What's up?
I'm checking Instagram. You ain't doing nothing for Trumpet Watch, right? That's what you done. Because if you practice the damn music long enough, you're gonna play.
I'm not gonna drop the F bomb.
That's
That's a little, even with the beat, that's a little too much, bro. No, I don't practice. We already did that video. I explained why I don't and how I do what I do.
Link in the description.
But that is what I do, and that's how I do it. It's basically, my channel consists of basically a lot of R&B covers and whatnot, and that's mostly what my channel is about. How I contribute is, wow, tired. I keep it going. I get strategized and whatnot, all the mixtape and project ideas we got coming out. That's basically what I do for my channel as well as others. mainly the SoundFlows channel, which we need to get back on. As far as that goes, SoundFlows is the main focus here. That's the music group. My channel just derived from that. So what I do for Trumpet Welch is basically I piggyback off of what SoundFlows is, which is music, which is art, all kinds, any way, shape, or form. Trumpet Welch is my branch in that tree. Feel me? Pause. What's the next question? I'm about to switch to Instagram because we ain't got no videos. Nigga, you don't. They might watch my shit for a second.
The biggest achievement, favorite achievement or goal.
So for you, what do you think that is, man?
My biggest achievement.
It's combo.
So one of the biggest achievements that I did like is when we did 2 videos in New York. That was big. We drove, we planned everything, drove to New York, and that was a big achievement for me. That's one of the biggest things that I feel like I did. I mean, there's other big stuff, like the one thing we did recently. That was kind of cool. But to drive over to New York to get everything done and get the Airbnb and everything else done, that was cool. That was cool. Um, yeah, that's the biggest achievement. That is my favorite achievement. Just going out into different places. And one of the biggest things I do really like is when, like, how I create the content, create anything with the little that we have, and I make it into something that's like that technically could be like nothing, and make it like get damn thousands of views off of something that's just like, all right, you think that it might not do nothing, but it actually blows up. That's always something cool.
Meanwhile,
Quad, it's on you, man.
Biggest achievement. What's your favorite achievement?
my biggest achievement. I would say that the journey itself, because when we first started out, it was just something small. Like when we first recorded Chill With You, and it was like one of those things. Was like, okay, you have talent. I'm like, what are you gonna do with it? And then I'm like, what's my next thing? Like, what am I gonna do next? And then he's already telling me something. All right, we're gonna do a video for it. And I'm just like, okay, like he's already on it. Then the next thing, so do you want to get an album together? Are you thinking about doing this? And I'm just like, that one little seed is starting to already sprout. But I feel like no matter what I do, it always grows. So he's like, are you gonna do this, or do you want it to be like this? And I'm like, oh yeah, we can do it like this. All right, since you're doing this, you might as well make it this. And then it's like, since you're already here, you might as well just make it that. And I feel like with every project that we do, we always put our all into it. So it's like science. Like, what time is the sun gonna go down? What time is this gonna happen? If you do it this way, there's an outlier that this is gonna happen that way. So my biggest achievement of them all is like always getting every project done and being satisfied with it. Yeah. The whole quality, not just like that one little part. Oh, that one was my favorite, but everything else didn't work out. It's like everything always connects, and if it doesn't, he's gonna make sure. All right, we have to go back and we have to do it. It could be like 0 below. All right, we're just gonna get that one shot right there. Well, but
special treatment and whatnot. I see how this is.
But it's like he always pushes whatever it is. So I feel like that's always the greatest achievement of not just stopping at one place, but always seeing the bigger and broader picture of it all. And if it's that big and broad, he's always going to say, it's always outer space. So I feel like that's always the greatest achievement of not just stopping at where you want to be.
So, greatest achievement. What's your long-term achievement?
My long-term achievement, and it's so funny because I brought this up the other day. You know, we were talking about future goals and how, like, you know, of course, someone always wants a house, but someone said, "I want a house. I want 2 bedrooms. I want to be able to do this." I'm like, I want a house and I want 4 bedrooms.
Mm.
I want to be able to buy my mom a car if she needs it, or if my sister graduates or does something. I want to always be able to have the funding to support her, and if like a tragedy happens in like Indonesia or Africa or somewhere, I can have the money to give to them, to show support, to always help them, or to not just always have something for the moment and to plan for it. But if something does happen, to not be able to plan for it and to just do it.
You won't be able to do that with your craft.
Right.
That's
That's all I want to do.
crazy.
And to be able to live and to show that I've done something.
Yeah, we can relate to that. That's what's up, bro. Pause. And biggest achievement for Trumpet Welch. I think right off the top would be not even the last video or the most viewed video, because if the favorite part about my timeline, well, not my timeline, but the actual channel itself, is you can see the progress. Like I was about to curse, but you can you can see the progress. No, seriously, because we started this thing in my man's living room, mostly with the mute on, because his mom was in the living room and in the next room sleep. And now we got music videos and whatnot. We doing not even different videos, but just better quality. They look more professional. They look more official. It even sounds better. I would say that's my biggest achievement, because we got videos that are a couple thousand, 25,000, and only have 1,000 subscribers. That's, to me, it doesn't make sense, and I'm appreciative of every last one of them, all support and whatnot. But as far as my biggest achievement, I would say just how far we've come, how far we're gonna go because of that. Now, my favorite achievement would have to be, I'm gonna say that 25K, man. I have 1,000, probably 1,100 subscribers by now, on our way to 1,200. But 25K per like one video. Average maybe a K or two per video. I mean, that's wild. I remember when we started out, we were lucky to get double-digit views with a couple with a couple of videos up, and like we combine them all and we ain't have 100 views. Man, now like leave it up for a week and see what it do. So that's what for me, that's my favorite right there. Like that 25K is definitely a sign that we're doing something right, doing something that all the other stuff led up to, and it shows that we're gonna keep doing it. As far as long term, my goal is a bit different. You know what I mean? Because when it comes to what I do, that's why I say Trumpet Welch is unique. You can even call it weird. A lot of trumpet players, when it comes to what I do, they don't do it the same.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of trumpet players aren't like me. I put a lot of myself in what I do, even though I just do covers. I do them as me. I play them as me. A lot of trumpet players, they play a certain kind of way. There aren't a lot of trumpet players on YouTube doing what I do, but a lot of them don't do it the way I do it. So I'm not saying that I'm the only one. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm just saying that, even I appreciate what I do. So I'm hoping there's a lot of support that comes with it. So long term, I just want to be more respected for what I do. I want to be known for it, locally and otherwise. I want a lot of people to see what I see in myself, and hopefully appreciate it as much as I do. Because all narcissism and kidding aside, I actually am one of my favorite trumpet players, just because not a lot of trumpet players do what I do. And that's fact. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a lot of people out here who do what I do. There's not a lot of people where I come from who even literally do what I do,
Right.
let alone the way I do it. So that's what keeps me going. That's my long term goal, in addition to all the others. So now, what is the third and final question for the formalities?
Oh, was it?
Well, that was the third, but there's one more. Message to
Oh,
the viewers.
message to viewers. We can do it at the end. At the end.
All right.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna ask you.
You got to do it for something. Group questions. For the same 3 questions for the group. And shit.
And shit. What?
I got to do those for the projects. We have to do those for the projects.
What?
Man, just put questions like that.
Damn question.
What is-
answer every damn thing? You know, we've been on doing the same thing for all these damn projects. All right.
That's your fault. I told you rehearsing.
This is gonna be the same answer. What is BAM Media? How
No.
did it start?
That's what
What is SoundFlow? How did it start? What does it mean? I don't know. What is that?
All right, so that's when. All right, so
So what is BAM Media? Oh, because it keeps going to me.
what is SoundFlow?
What is SoundFlow?
How did it get started? What's the other one?
Um,
What is SoundFlows? How did it get started? And
how did it start? What does it mean?
While you do that, I'm switching this.
What is SoundFlows?
How did it get started? And what else?
How did it start? What does it mean?
All right. Try to remember that because I'm having a hard time remembering like these 3 questions in one. Off the record. This thing all cracking and shit. I might actually handhold this one. So we're talking about what is SoundFlows, how to get started,
What does it mean?
what does it mean?
SoundFlows. How did that start? We initially the group was not named SoundFlows. Back into that.
Oh man, see, you wasn't here for this.
We started off with something else, and then we switched into SoundFlows. It was supposed to be, if I remember correctly. Technically, this is still debatable to this day. I feel like I started this group thing by asking this guy on Facebook, but he says he did, so I'm gonna go with that. It's been rough couple years. Can't
Look,
remember
man.
who started what. I just
I can
know
remember perfectly, man. That's
that's debatable.
That's
That's
about to be your
debatable.
legal name, bro.
That is debatable.
legal pad. That's about to be your legal name.
So we had messaged each other up on Facebook saying, "Hey, I wanted to start a group." Something
Get out of
like
here.
that.
Get out of
And,
here. We quarterbacking. Get out
we
of here.
started from there. That's how it started. It was we actually wanted to do a live band, and I believe that just fell off. That didn't work out the way we wanted it to, and then we moved into just recording because we wanted to start to record people. We wanted to record everyone so we can create an album or something like that, and then we moved into just working with you specifically because everything else was working out. If I remember correctly.
You don't.
I clearly
Yeah,
don't.
you don't. I'm gonna just let you know right now before
gonna
anybody
finish.
believes what you say.
I want to finish my part, and then you can clean everything up.
Quiet as hell over here.
Well, he wasn't there for his part.
He wasn't there for this
Well,
story.
I-
He came in
Just
later.
do you even know the story of how we got started?
I don't. This is new to me about somebody.
Oh,
I do, honestly, because I mean, he came at the end.
You can't. See, look, I wasn't even gonna put you out there like that, but all right. All right, come
I
on.
mean, not if we
I was the
ended
new
it.
addition.
Well, I'm still trying to think. I thought we should add that up to member, but we won't work through that part. right
Man,
now.
we had a million different members, bro. Long
Million?
story.
How many? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
exactly.
How much you
exactly.
think? How much other people you think?
So,
counting them?
so let me spin you
It's a little
a
web.
little tale. You feel me? Let me tell you. Let me paint you a picture real quick, man. I'm at the gym working out and I'm listening to music and I'm like, damn, I missed this shit. You feel me?
Mhm.
You can bleep that out later. But nah, seriously, I'm at the gym and I put on Facebook that I really want to start playing music. You said something about putting a band together. And you commented saying to meet you, you know, you and some people meet up at a church to do a little something, whatever. So I come through and we thinking we about to be a live band or whatever.
That's a lot of people.
Nah, ain't no damn lie.
Making a band.
How you just said you don't remember? So what's the truth?
Well, I didn't have a band before then. I was like playing
At a church.
Yeah, I was performing at a church. Yeah.
So y'all was meeting up for rehearsals and shit.
Yeah.
So when we came through, we was talking about becoming a live band and
At
whatnot.
that time, yeah, sure.
Alright, so either way, bruh. So we started playing, you know, playing around or whatever, and we actually came up with the idea of we was going to be a live band and stuff. We had at least a little small group and whatnot. That fell flat. That was done up. We even put a couple videos on Facebook. Good. It's a couple benefits to being kicked off of Facebook. I just want to point that out for the record.
They didn't know you got kicked off, and they know now.
But
they know now.
Now you know.
Nah, it's kind of obvious. They used to be able to find me, and now they can't. But long story short, that is how we got started. Because with that, a lot of people fell off, and he got the idea. He wanted to get recording equipment. I said, I don't want to. I don't have any use for that. I don't want to record. I want to be a live band. I want to perform and whatnot. The rest was history. We started doing that joint, and then it just ended up being the two of us anyway. So Flowz was born. At first, we had became M4E.
Yeah,
M4E.
M4E. Yes, that's the name. That was our name. But yes, we're gonna tell it. We're gonna have to tell it right. That was our that was our name.
Right.
But it's what it stood for, which is what Flowz is. It's music for everyone.
Yeah.
Because if you can, you know, it's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But if you can get the big picture of what that means, to me, Flowz is it's not just music.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just rap, smooth jazz, video photography, or whatnot. We're not just a music group, even though we are. To me, Flowz is culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do my part in actually accenting that, to bring that to the light, because right now that's all we would be perceived as. But you know, looks can be deceiving, because we haven't been on that for a long time, or we haven't been doing a lot to showcase that. All of that is going to change, because everyone doesn't see Flowz the way I do. So the way we started is actually what drives us, what drives me. When we became M4E, I'm sorry, I have to keep that name. But that's actually the foundation that laid what we were doing from start to finish, and everything that we have been doing is a small portion. We haven't been doing much yet, but that is how we got started, because me and you kept this going for a long time, and we grew together. We started from you holding your cell phone in the living room while I'm playing at the mic to
Live, by the way.
yeah, that's the shit that got me, bro. You can bleep that out too. But
I ain't believing nothing.
it is what it is, bro. But that whole thing, that whole process, playing in front of the TV. The TV was the computer monitor, doing the whole little living room shots and recording and doing a million takes because I didn't know the song and whatnot. Those were the good old days, man. That's what shaped us to be where we are now. Because out of everything that we done overcame, this stuff to us now is like a cakewalk. And that's basically that's what I'm bringing to the Flowz table. That's what Flowz is to me. That's how we got started, and that's where we're going. And then you came along.
Along came
You're
Power.
gonna skip the. Okay, yeah. Then you came along.
I mean, we've been doing the same thing for the longest. I don't just cater to one audience. I don't actually cater to any audience. I don't really take requests often. I don't do a lot of popular stuff. it's all been for my specific vision and the type of music that I want to hear. But I don't just define myself just to music, which is kind of monumental when we started doing music videos. That's a conversation for another time. But then our most recent voice, because we've had other members, but at the end of the day, it's just been me and you holding this thing down. And that's why the Trunk of Welch page is the only one that's been really getting fed. Even the group page itself been a little lacking lately. But then, man, it's right here. So recently, you just found out a whole bunch of stuff about SoundFlow's music group. So how did your point of view, how did your intellect towards the group change from then to now?
At first I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but as you go along the journey, and you are fed the history of it all. It's like, okay, you came from a living room with a phone, like a fan, like you said, a fan. You guys have come a long way, and honestly, you know how like when you get in one of those groups and it's just like people just like, okay, like I'm the face of this brand, or I'm the leader, I'm the voice of it, and you guys are just like in the background and you do what I say. This is not that. It's like one of those things where like if you have any ideas, please contribute in any way. Like this is a team, this is a group, and we all float. Like one sound flows, so that's what it is. Like y'all gotta ride the same wave.
Wait. Oh shit! I ain't even gonna lie. How did you not just laugh at that shit, man?
Who is that?
He said one sound flows, bro. Really? That shit.
I already
damn,
know.
I wish Moo was here, yo. That shit ain't ring a bell, nigga.
I know. You wasn't paying attention. He already brought it up. We talked about this already. Man.
So what? I ain't laughed at it before.
Man, late to the party.
Nigga, that's because y'all been chilling more. See how they?
We were right here.
Nah, y'all got little insiders and shit. Ain't no team chemistry on my end. I'm just a nigga with the trumpet that come through every once in a while and shit.
Oh, man.
As far as SoundFlows go, we had a little history lesson. We see that we didn't start from the best position and whatnot. Definitely had some hiccups and some stuff that I hope the myth that it's on the internet stays on the internet isn't true.
What's that?
If
What is that?
it's on the internet, it stays on the internet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, people get famous off the internet.
They do.
Well, we ain't getting famous off of that.
2 years from now, they're gonna be, oh, this that's out.
25,000 views. Those are real people. 25,000.
25,000.
But see, here's the catch. See, I'm just a member. That's a solo page from SoundFlow's music group. As far as SoundFlow goes, our achievements,
No, not much.
I wouldn't say nothing. I would say it's not what we ideally wanted. It's especially as far as we've come. But what would you say is your biggest, your favorite achievement before the biggest?
The SoundFlow?
The SoundFlows.
I mean, have a substantial member being added to it, so that's always been an issue. People join and they leave, or they get busy. Things didn't work out. So it's great that we actually have someone that is inspired and willing to put the work in, and dedicated and motivated member. That's always like the hardest thing to do and to find, because people can talk the talk, but they can't walk it. It's kind of just like, what's the point?
I guess I'm just trying to live with
Yeah.
it. Nah, I get what you're saying though, man.
No, but I mean, it's a great thing when you actually have someone that contributes and adds more stuff to what we're doing, and it also helps when you're adding more to it, because as you said before, it's like it's a culture that you're creating, and it's kind of hard for you to play trumpet and rap at the same time. It's hard for someone to be like, oh yeah, that's gonna. I understand what you're saying. It's like it adds a complete different dimension to things.
I got you.
So yeah.
actually, for me, I mean, for the most part, the biggest achievement and my favorite achievement goes hand in hand. As far as the group itself, I am happy that you came along and you definitely put in work. You showed the work ethic that we need from a committed member. But the group itself has been starving for so long, just for content itself, that when we actually started producing again and posting videos, I would say it's an accomplishment for me. It's definitely something that I'm glad we got done and can't wait to continue on. I say that's my favorite goal, the biggest goal, and the long term goal because it's something that we've neglected for so long. And we can actually do it. I mean, like, it's not that it's such a challenge to overcome. It's just something that we haven't been doing, whereas we kind of got wrapped up in what we had going on separately and whatnot. And that's also something that you also alleviate. It's like basically we don't want all of our stuff to be me
Mm-hmm.
because that's where a lot of people get it twisted. I'm not the only member in this group.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the only thing going on in this group, and I am not the only thing that we do. This is not a smooth jazz band music group. That's not what we do. You are actually the personification of something new in this group. That's, I mean, as far as that's concerned, I don't think you've actually. I don't think you've actually done a Sound Flows project yet.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like,
Wait,
I want to call that
oh.
video a project, but it's not technically.
A
have
Sound
that's for you.
We
Flows.
have not. That technically was just for you. But
Wow, that's kind of a revelation right there. You have never actually done a full Sound Flows project.
so he did his own project, and then we worked on that song together. But that was it.
We both
That's
put out
one.
mixtapes last year, but
Right,
no Sound
right.
Flows project. We got to get on
Well,
that.
yeah.
That doesn't even sound good.
So how much? It's just that we never technically got started with the group stuff. So that's the thing. We've always been concentrating on our personal stuff. With I mean, not a bad thing, but we needed to work on that before we were able to go and move on to other stuff. And to be honest, we just technically just got started on our personal stuff, our actual personal project. I mean, if you want to say technically for Trumpet Welsh, we got started with a full actual year. So it's been last year or 2017. Since then we actually started that more on a consistent basis. And Croissant, that was just last year, if I believe it right. Yeah, because we started in December and we shot that video, and then we started a full year October. So like the end of 2017 into 2018. So technically, it all started to happen within the same year that everyone actually started being consistent to get where we need to go. So all we had to do is continue the consistency and move on into move it into the group page and actually make it into something bigger than what it is.
So I'm gonna throw a curveball out there. As far as the group goes, because we've kind of can't even say hinted at, we pretty much outright said that the group is like, I'm not gonna say starving, but or neglected. I don't know what the. It's hard to find a word to describe what's been going on. Like you said, our individual projects, our individuality has been a priority. We both put out mixtapes. You even started your own channel, your own Instagram page and whatnot. We've all been three individuals working towards our own specific goal. So, with that being said, 2019, what would you say you contribute to the most in this group, and what would you plan to continue to contribute?
What have I contributed?
What have you contributed, and what do you plan to better this group in 2019?
For the things I contribute to is it seems to be like I'm just like the manager behind the scenes type of guy. Anything that you think that somehow got done, that's just on me. Because basically, it seems to be that way. Everything behind the scenes that just seems like, oh damn, that lighting look kind of good. All right, you can see them up. That seems to be me. But but production wise, that's just on my end. The for videos and photography and everything else regarding that. I help regarding the music part. That's playing the music. That's all Trump was.
All
Which is,
production.
but the production part. That's basically what it has been. Media production. Media production. The key things in that. And to do the photography, do everything else, to get everyone's YouTube page, get the Instagram page right, try to show them exactly um, to put them in the right foot forward to be like, hey, I want to go and put themselves out presentable in a way. I go and do that. I make sure everything is and it's situated so that way, hey, if anyone wants to get in contact with anyone, they already know how to easily contact them. To have their information out ready and everything else, so that way SoundFlow is represented and show. Hopefully, we're still working on it because we need to put more content out. But if it's someone needs to contact anyone within the group, it's easy to go and contact them, and they already have all the information set out. They already know what they do within the group or what type of things that they do um, with their own personal channels. So in a sense, it's not like we've neglected it. In a sense, we have to go and work on ourselves in order to make the group better. So that way, everyone has their own content that you can see, and a backbone is like, all right, what do this person do, and then you can have content to go and show what do they do. So they have performances, they have everything else to show. Hey, I already know what he does, and I mean, my part kind of is more of like behind the scenes, and not many people see it all that much, but working on it. But basically, to see what goes behind the scenes of what how sample is created, that's just me. That's me. So, of behind the scenes content, that's me. So, that's it.
Like how you just took credit for it. No, I'm just wondering. So, Qua, man, you saying you've heard where we started from, but you see where we headed, man. How you contribute so far? Where do you see yourself contributing to make this group successful in the long
Continuing to provide content, um, to make these projects more than just projects. To actually get. I need to do more promoting, honestly. So that's like a huge goal. By the end of this year, I want us to be beyond YouTube, beyond Instagram.
I like it.
That's my goal. That's what I want us to do. I mean, it's gonna be hard. And I remember when this year, actually, in January, like New Year's, and like laying in the bed, and I just got up one day. It's like you just got up while you're so tired. I didn't do anything yet, but thinking about all that we have to do, that makes me really tired.
I can relate.
That's really tired.
Well, I can't relate, and I'll tell you why. Because when it comes to it's real talk. When it comes to shit like this, bro, I love it. When I first started this YouTube channel, man, I had no idea what we were even doing. It ain't stopped me from doing it. I love being an underdog. I love nobody knowing who we are, knowing who I am, and saying to myself, they're gonna find out. When it comes to this music group, that's exactly what I got planned. Nobody knows half of the shit that I got planned. And I don't even know what's the end goal. I just know I want to do it.
Even I don't know that.
And that's on purpose. That's on purpose like hell. Nah, but in all seriousness, man, and for me, it's tricky. We all got lives and whatnot. So everything that I got planned for, it's not enough hours in a day. When you say you wake up and you think about everything that we got to do, and it just exhausts you, whatever the case may be, it's like, all right, but I still can't wait to get that shit done. I've done it over and over again. Every video that we've done, like, man, I don't want to do this, man. My back hurt. I don't feel like playing. I don't feel like sitting like this just to get this one shot or this other stuff. But every video, I'm glad we did it, and I'm glad to see that we have the support that we have. So for me individually, I've seen what it can do, and that people appreciate our work. To bring it over to the group, to combine our efforts to do the same thing and then some, it motivates me. It almost inspires me. I try to humble myself as much as possible, but to see where we've come from just on my page alone, the things that we have planned. And that's me personally, what I plan to contribute to SoundCloud. As a music group, I plan to have this group blow my page out of the water on purpose, because this group has the talent and the effort to do so. So far, I have been the producer as far as the music that we've come up with, the content that we put out so far. But in the long run, nothing compared to what I plan to do and what I plan for us to do in this music group. What's the next question?
The next question is,
We did all of them from there. That was it? What was the other question?
Biggest achievement.
Oh yeah, I threw the curveball. Real quick.
My message to you is subscribe and hit the notification button. I don't understand how is it that we got so many subscribers, but then I'm not seeing everyone watch these videos. I don't think y'all hit the notification bell. Hit that notification bell.
Hit that notification bell, right? Kwa, you got a message, man, since he's sending out messages to the haters and showing love to the supporters.
if you're gonna be weird, be confident about it.
Slogan.
That's the only thing that I have to say to you guys.
Oh man, we gotta keep this guy. Oh man, if I have a message, it's basically to piggyback off what I just said, man, because I got so much planned for this music group. It's not even funny. It's not exaggeration. This is our year, man. When it comes down to it, bro, my page is nothing compared to what this music group is about to do. And if I had a message to anybody, it's to stay tuned. You know who Trumpet Welch is, bro, then you damn sure about to know who SoundCloud's music group is. Now we have to briefly address the projects.
I go. You talk about the projects. You don't want to paint the plan and stuff.
Y'all gotta be ready. Like,
all right, we ready.
As soon as you start the content, you always in your phone. I'm like, I'm trying to give you a chance to not look like a damn zombie and shit.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Can I no.
I mean,
Yeah,
you on his phone, shit.
Go ahead.
I'm about to give you a drink.
You only got one damn viewer on the damn thing.
Who, me?
That's me.
Fuck you and your damn man. Fuck you.
It's that.
Oh shit. You still watching my shit?
Yeah, watching it.
That shit delayed like a motherfucker.
So we good, ready? Everything I'm saying.
Are we ready? Somebody said he wanted to be a member of the SoundCloud.
I play recorder.
Nah, he dope. I've done gigs with him. Like that motherfucker.
Play recorder?
Yes, and he's nice. That nigga, yo, we gonna bring him in. I don't know about making him a member of the group, but we gonna bring him in.
But I was serious about my hook. Teresa. That's the thing, man.
Oh, this is a girl?
That's what this is her test run to see how she does stuff. Give me a second. And how do you can still get calls on your watch?
No, my phone is dead.
I thought it was dead and it that's why I was asking.
But I just had like mad juice.
You want to plug it into the laptop? Or you can plug it to my power grid. My thing's ready.
Alright. Wait, you don't have. Oh, I can just. Okay.
Yeah, USB, right? Yeah. Wait, you stopped the live?
Huh?
Oh, yeah, yes, we do.
You know, that was pretty big of us not to mention the song.
That's what I was saying. Like, you just jumped over everyone else. You said you had a whole bunch of people, and then he was like, and then we met you. And I'm like, okay. I was like, is that a sign not to bring the guy up? I was like, damn, son.
You can just put it up in here.
Like, this man just jumped over Mustafa. The man was damn near. I don't live there. I'm not answering that. End live stream.